There she is. Yeah, this bad boy. Woo! 1934 Royal typewriter. Sweet as pie. So why in the world did I start with showing you my Royal 1934 typewriter? Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, I love that piece of technology. It was manufactured as a new typewriter in 1934, which happens to be the year my dad was born, so kind of makes me feel closer to him. But I actually use the typewriter for good. I get this question a lot. Steve, I have someone that I really want to build a relationship with, but I am out of ideas on how to make an authentic inroad to growing that relationship. We've all had those people that we connected with in an event. You're like, hey, this is somebody I think that I would really want to get to know, but I just don't know what else to do. Sure, I can send you the LinkedIn request. I can try and connect with you for a meal or coffee or whatever, but then what? Well, to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary or the extraordinary, depending on how you say the word, you got to put in the extra effort to turn the ordinary into extraordinary. You guys probably can't read this little thing right here, but I typewrote this thing, which is a quote it actually happens to come from a sign that hangs in my son's house. Not all who wander are lost. I typed this thing up, and this one was crooked, so I kept it. But I sent it to somebody that I had met who was just incredibly honest with me about really being challenged about where they were going with their career, what they were doing with their life. And despite the fact that we don't know each other that well, they felt a comfort level to share that they were just struggling. I came home that night after having a great meeting with them, and I typed this up. And I emailed them, and I said, do you mind if I ask for your home address? And of course, they figured I was probably sending a thanks, it was great to meet you kind of card. But I sent this, and on the very back, I pinned a little message. It said, we've all been there. And sometimes when we think we are lost, we are not. We're just on a journey that we haven't yet figured out is truly an adventure. And I want you to know that if you need somebody to ever talk to, you want to brainstorm with, or you just need to unload the frustration, I hope that you will consider calling me first. Now, this is someone that I didn't know all that well, but they were someone that I had a dire desire to connect with at a deeper, more meaningful level. I knew who they were. I knew a little bit about them. I was grateful that we connected, but I knew that I wanted to do something extraordinary to turn the ordinary into extraordinary. And so I decided to put that message. You would have thought I just deposited $1 million in their bank account when they got it. Not only the uniqueness of this, just typewriting something, right, these days is so unique and different. They know that I took the time to actually take out a typewriter, and it was clearly an old one, and that I typed it out, and that I took the time to do this. And it was something that ended up being a lot better than this, but it was something that they could proudly display on a mirror, on their little visor in their car, or maybe on their desk. And it was a reminder that somebody cared, somebody paid attention, and it said, I saw you. And by doing that, it turned a regular follow-up into something extra special. Now, I love the typewriter because I'm able to pull out these little pieces of paper and I'm able to type these little great notes that I do for people often. And I will send them, no fanfare, no excitement, but I almost always start every one of them with, I am typing this on a Royal 1934 typewriter. And I explain why that typewriter means something to me and the fact that it ties to my dad's birth year. That instantly anchors to that person that I had to do something out of the ordinary to make this document. It wasn't an email, it wasn't a text, it wasn't a Slack message. I literally had to do it, and I'll make mistakes and I'll cross them out and go, oops, whatever. But I do these things because it really shows that I'm going out of my way to showcase my desire to connect with that person. My friends, this is what happens in the world that our Ripplers find themselves in. It's not hard to stand out, but it's hard to do things to make yourself stand out. It's hard to do something out of the box to really make an impression up here, but also right here. And I just feel like it's something that needs to happen, it needs to take place. I do things like even blackout poetry where I'll type something up like this and I'll just make it into a poem. I just type something. It is amazing to me how this thing makes the impression that it does and the kind of impact it will on the people that you do it for. So if you want to turn the extraordinary into something extraordinary, step outside your box. Don't have to go get a typewriter, but you have to do things just a little bit differently to make a difference. And when you do, my God, my friends, that is where the power happens. That's where you place your social deposit and you create a positive ripple that could just last a lifetime. But one thing is for sure, you will forever change how that person views you and the type of relationship that they themselves want to create with you. Go out there and make a difference in the world, make a difference in someone's life. You'll make a difference in your own life, and it's always ripple on. Boop. Down, bow, 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 bow.